Hey everyone, it's Dr. Nurse Tutor and I am back with another all things nursing video for you. Today I am going to talk about the day that I was told that I was not smart enough to be in nursing school. I'm going to hold off a little bit, keep you in suspense before I tell you who it was that exactly said that to me, because that's what actually make this video. Okay, so when I got into college, when I was accepted into the university that I went to, I was 17 years old. I was a late birthday person. My birthday is in December. So when I graduated from high school, I was only 17. I didn't turn 18 until December. When I got to college and I moved onto campus, it was a completely different world for me. I wasn't one of those girls who went out, who hung out with friends, who went out to parties. I was really responsible for taking care of my younger sister, getting her off the school bus, getting us something to eat, making sure homework, baths, and all those things were done. So when I got to college, it was a whole nother realm that I had never been in. Different people from different walks of life, from different countries, from different states, that I had never been to. The parties. There were parties that would start from like Thursday and go straight into Sunday. Mind you, exams were usually on Mondays. At the time I was taking anatomy, I was taking chemistry, and I want to say pathology, if I'm not mistaken, prerequisite classes, right? And maybe an elective. So I remember that I failed every single class. That quarter I failed. As semester, I failed every single class. And as a freshman, I was just like, well, I have time, but I want to do all things college because I want to have the college experience. So the second quarter, I decided to try to buckle down and pay more attention to my coursework, but I wasn't successful in that because I was still in the realm of being in a new place that I had never been in before. So fast forward to the summertime, I'm getting ready. So what I think is for my sophomore year, needless to say, you never passed anything. So how could you get ready for your sophomore year? And I go to get the mail one day, and it was a letter from my college, from my university. And the letter said, thank you so much for being a student at this institution, but we just wanted to let you know that based on your GPA, which was like, I think it was like a 1.56 at the time, we have to dismiss you from this school based off the grades that you produced. First semester, second semester, bombed it. So they dismissed me. So now I am hysterical. First thing I do is I call my advisor. This is why I say it's so critical for students who are in nursing school, thinking about nursing school, even after nursing school, to have an advisor, have a mentor, have a coach, someone who can work with you through things when you're struggling in these kind of situations. And I remember going to her hysterical, and she was like, okay, so what we're going to have to do is I'm going to enroll you in one class. You have to take this class over the summer, and you have to get nothing short of a B+ in this class. So in order to get an A, I factored out the points. You needed 300 points. I had to take nutrition. You needed 300 points to pass that class with an A. Your girl got 298 points. So I was like, oh, okay. So when you really sit down and you want to do something, you can actually pass. Right? So this really motivated me to want to do good and to succeed and make it into the nursing program. So when I got back to school, I had to, of course, retake all those classes over, all my gen ed classes over, and I had to pass them, which I did. I managed to pass them and did pretty well. So I remember I was going into year 2. And at this time, I had to take microbiology and I had to take pharmacology. And at the time when I was in nursing school or trying to get in nursing school, when I was taking my prerequisites, the people who taught those classes, those gen ed classes, were not a part of the nursing program. So the microbiologist, my microbiology class, it was taught by a microbiologist and he wrote the book. My pharmacology class was taught by a pharmacist and he wrote the book. So I remember the first day of pharmacology, I got to the class and the professor said my name and another student's name. And he was like, when we're done with this class, you were instructed to go and meet with the assistant dean of nursing. So I asked him, do you know why? And he was like, I don't know anything about the nursing program. I just know I was supposed to call your name and tell you to go see the assistant dean. I make an appointment, go and see her, go into her office. And this woman says to me, she was like, I see that you passed nutrition and you got an A, but based off of the grades that you produced last year, I don't think you have what it takes. The assistant dean of nursing told me, I don't think you have what it takes to be in this nursing program, to pass this nursing program, or become a nurse. And I was like, what? Like, you're completely crushing my vibe right now. So I was like, well, why do you say that? She was just like, I mean, she wasn't wrong. She didn't know me from anywhere. All she knew was the numbers that I produced. So it was her first time actually seeing me, the person. She didn't care about my motivation. She didn't care about my change of heart. She didn't care about my drive. All she cared about was the numbers that was presented in front of her. And she was like, based off of what I see, I don't think you have what it takes to be successful in the nursing school. I think you need to do something else with yourself. So I was like, all respect, no disrespect, but can you decide whether or not if I don't get into, or if I don't get into, but if I can or cannot apply to nursing school? And she was like, no, I can't stop you from applying, but I do have to advise you based off the grades that you have. So I'm like, okay, well, I respect that you having me come in here and tell me that you don't think that I'm good enough to be a nurse. But what I do want to tell you is not only am I going to complete and finish nursing school, but I'm going to graduate from nursing school and I'm going to be a nurse. So she was just like, well, I can't tell you what to do. All I can do is advise you and let you know that I don't think you have what it takes to be a nurse. And I don't think you are basically smart enough to be a nurse. Yes, the assistant dean of nursing. So honestly, that's what put the spark in me. Anybody who tells me that I can't do something that I have already set in my mind that I'm going to do, I'm going to prove to you that this is going to happen, that this is going to get done. Needless to say, I was a part of a organization in the university that I went to for inner city kids, where you had things like mentors and advisors and counselors, and they gave us incentives for doing well in school. So after having a talk with the assistant dean, not only did I pass microbiology and pharmacology, but I continued to pass all my classes without failing a class. All my classes first time around, and I was making dean's lists. So in the organization that I was in, every time you made dean's list, they would pay for your books. So all the way from sophomore year when I applied up until when it was time for me to graduate, I made dean's lists. And my senior year of college, I remember graduation was coming up. Everybody's talking about all things graduation. We were having, we didn't do a pinning ceremony. I'm from Rhode Island, so we didn't do a pinning ceremony, but everybody got their pins. And then we had like an award ceremony where people who had like cum laude, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, president's list, all those things, they got awards. And granted, I did make dean's list because my GPA was a 1.56. No matter how hard I worked or no matter how high my GPA was that semester, because coming in, my GPA was so low, no matter how hard I worked, I wasn't able to bring my overall GPA average up based off of what I got for the semester. So yes, I did well, and yes, I did make dean's list, but my overall average suffered drastically because of my performance my freshman year. So I went to the awards ceremony and people got their awards, rightfully so. It was a beautiful service. We all got our pins. But when we went to class, we had to vote for 2 students and a faculty member to speak at graduation as guest speakers. So everyone had to write the names that they wanted to write. I got my paper, wrote my names down, they put it in a hat, and I kind of went on about my business in the class because I was just like, I'm just happy that I'm graduating, right? No pressure for anything else. I didn't really care about anything else except for crossing the stage and my parents seeing me graduate. So they start pulling names out of the hat, and all I'm hearing is McFrancis. That's my first name. McFrancis, 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 McFrancis. I'm just like, McFrancis, who? I didn't even know these people in this room knew me like that. Nor did I know they even fooled with me like that, because I always kept my head down because all I wanted to do was just pass. Not only did the students vote me as guest speaker at graduation, but also the faculty voted me as guest speaker at graduation. So the girl who damn near had the lowest GPA, overall GPA, got voted to be the guest speaker at graduation. Now graduation comes around and the guest speaker has to sit on the stage. Guess who sits on the stage? The dean, the assistant dean, the associate dean, and I think some of the professors did. I was sitting on stage with the lady who told me that she didn't think that I was smart enough or had what it takes to make it through nursing school, who told me that I was going to bring the numbers down and make the school look bad. I was sitting next to her, not in the crowd with the other graduates. I was sitting next to her on the stage. And this woman looked over at me with complete amazement, because this is the young lady who you told was not going to make it through nursing school. Not only did I graduate from nursing school, but I took my NCLEX and I passed my NCLEX. After passing my NCLEX, I went back and became board certified in medical surgical nursing. After that, I went back and I got a master's in nursing and became a family nurse practitioner, which I'm currently licensed. Currently DEA cert. I have a DEA license in order to prescribe medications, and I currently practice. Not only do I have my certification as an RN, a family nurse practitioner, DEA's prescriptive power, but I recently just got a PhD in nursing education last August of 2022, because I graduated in January of 2023. So not only did I become a registered nurse, but I became a family nurse practitioner. I'm still licensed as a registered nurse, a family nurse practitioner, and I have a PhD in nursing education. I say all of this to say, people are going to say a lot of things to you. People are going to make you feel some kind of way while you're trying to obtain this degree, especially if you're somebody who struggles the way that I struggled when I was in nursing school. Not because you're not smart, just because you don't have the tools that you need to motivate you. Something like a coach, something like an advisor, something like a mentor to get you through the struggles that you're going to face when you are in nursing school. Please do not let that deter you. Please do not have you feel bad about yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. You need to understand how you learn. What kind of a learner are you? What kind of people do you need in your circle? What kind of motivators do you need? What kind of tools do you need to study to be successful? What kind of people do you need in your corner to ensure that you are going to be successful? Okay, I started nursing school at 17. I got a PhD in nursing by 37. I said I was going to do it by 40. I cut that off by 3 years. I don't say that to brag or boast. I say that to tell you that anything is possible. If you want to be a nurse, there's nothing holding you back from being that but you. Nothing holding you back but being you. That day that that woman called me in her office should have been the day that I left nursing school. But not only did her words motivate me, it ignited something in me that I didn't even know that I had. It ignited something inside of me that I didn't even know that I had. And I hope that I can be that positive energy for you, anybody that's in nursing school, anybody that's thinking about nursing school. You can complete nursing school successfully. I hope this was encouraging. I will be back with more videos. Save this video. Keep it for days that you're feeling down, that you're feeling not good enough, that you're feeling that you're not worthy. It will come in handy, because the advisors and the mentors that I had, they definitely were the backbone to me becoming the successful nurse that I am today. All right. So it's the end of that. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be back with more content and more material about all things nurses. Again, it is Dr. Nurse Tutor, and I will see y'all on the flip side. Bye-bye.